Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Poppa Grizzly Gaming. This is the inaugural episode, also the inaugural series if things go well. Madden24, San Francisco 49ers. Now, this is not a realistic rebuild, ladies and gentlemen. Please, I repeat, this is not a realistic rebuild. For my first upload ever on this channel, I just wanted to have some fun, play around a little bit, and just see what we can make shape. Now, I do have the San Francisco 49ers again. I cannot stand this team, seeing as how I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. Now, I'm sure that's going to upset a lot of you people, especially seeing as how most of you are Dallas Cowboys haters, but that's okay. Now, moving forward with this team, I wasn't quite sure what direction I wanted to go in. I didn't want to make any trades that would drastically impact our salary cap. The team already has a lot of good people on it, but the problem is they all are pretty old and have high contracts. So here I'm just getting rid of all of the people who I don't think will need, I don't think will get any playing time. Basically, anybody who's, for lack of better words, useless in this rebuild. Um, there were quite a few of them, although there are more on other teams. Again, just having fun. Don't see any of these people playing. Don't see a need for them to be on the roster, um, especially when trying to make space for any free agents I can sign. Although I'm not even 100% sure that we're going to be able to, just again, given the players who are on the team. I know Brock Purdy will have a contract coming up, and if not next year, the year after. Christian McCaffrey will have a contract. Brandon Ayuk has a contract coming up, extensions that'll be coming up. I figure we may as well go ahead and bring back Chase Young. I'm thinking just for the simple fact that we don't have an end playing on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. We have Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead. Both of them are kind of old. Sebastian Joseph Day is literally right behind him. Don't see a need in keeping him around. Our linebackers outside of Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw are pretty much hot garbage. And nor will we really seem like have any defensive backs, at least not corners the way it's looking. We are going to want to keep most of these players, so we're going to go ahead and let them go. Now, again, Deshaun Gibson is super old. Eric Harris, we don't need. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do here yet. Delano Hufanga, I really like, as a player at least. So we'll probably move him over to free safety depending on what we can do in the draft. Now, I'm trying to get rid of Tashawn Gibson. His cap hit isn't that bad, so may as well see what we can get for him. Use a bunch of these 6th and 7th round picks that we won't be using. And just see if we can get a couple picks out of the Bears. So they'll probably just give me the 2 4th rounders. And yeah, that goes through. Moving forward with this team, I will kind of have to be, again, conscious of the money that we spend. Again, although his real life production wasn't up to par, but I feel like just for the sake of Madden, we should keep Chase Young. Looking at the free agents available and the amount of money we have, it probably doesn't even make sense for us to look at this for too long, we won't be able to afford anybody, at least not of any value. So let's get to the draft. Now, although this is a post draft rebuild, I wanted to redraft this past draft myself. Again, remind you, we're just having fun. So I didn't feel like sticking to what happened, especially seeing as how 49ers didn't draft anyone super exciting. We're going to go ahead and take Keon Coleman here, though, instead of letting him go to the Bills. We need a receiver outside of Ayuk and Debo Samuel. Now, for our next pick, I feel like we should go interior line. Um, we don't really have that much to look at. And Cooper Beebe is here. He was signed by my Dallas Cowboys, which I didn't think was a horrendous pick. I know it's something that we needed. I didn't watch a ton of Kansas State games or Big 12 games outside of Colorado for that matter. Although Colorado played in the Pac 12, but you know what I mean. Any Midwest games, I should say. Go ahead, take DJ James. Again, we're going to need corner help. We don't have much to work with, so I figure why not grab what we can. Here with our next pick, Brendan Rice. Jerry Rice's son is someone who we could definitely look into bringing. However, he's not that exciting. We probably won't play him too often, and it's not a desperate position to need since we drafted receiver with our first pick. So we'll go Bo Limmer here. Again, try to solidify our interior line. If not, at least set it up to have some success in the future and some player development. Now, with this pick, I feel like maybe we should go ahead and get Brendan Rice. But some of these receivers are still here ahead of him, so I don't think we need to rush and get him. So let's go ahead and get Maris Liufau. Not quite sure how to pronounce his name. If I butchered your name, brother, I'm sorry. But we need another linebacker outside of the two gentlemen we have, so hopefully he can play in that third linebacker role. Now, some more receivers went off the board. So if I'm not going to go with another, oh, wait, Joe Milton. Now, excuse me, we do have Brock Purdy. Not sure if we're going to want to bring him back. So with this late of a pick, it won't hurt to go ahead and bring Joe Milton in just to have somewhat of some security. If he doesn't pan out, he doesn't pan out. Now, looking ahead, they picked Jordan Travis. Wow. Now, here is where we're going to go ahead and go Brendan Rice. He'll probably be a low 70 overall rated player. Again, not someone who may play right away, but someone who we may be able to use in the future if we decide not to bring some of the players that we have back. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the rest of the draft. Let's take a pick of what these players panned out to be. Yeah, not that hot of a draft. Keon Coleman is someone who will have to develop, but with him playing in the slot, it shouldn't be too bad. We'll go ahead and move on to the preseason and see what we can do in terms of our roster, if there's anything we need. But for right now, I feel like our main, well, we need tackles bad. So tackle is something we're definitely going to have to address in the draft moving forward. Yeah, our tackle situation is not the best, but I'm not surprised. Um, we'll have to see if we can move some people over. We'll go ahead, probably push one of them on the other side if need be. Our D line is looking okay for now. Again, interior D line is old. So, yeah, we still have some work to do. Our team might not be the hottest going into this year. Also, San Francisco is one of those teams where it's hard to predict how they're going to do given the sim. Um, we know, of course, you always see the Cowboys and the Chiefs. The 49ers do occasionally pop up, but again, it's give and take depending on your sim that time or that playthrough. Um, go ahead and grab some of these free agents just to fill out our roster. Barring any injuries, these guys won't be playing, so they won't really be a factor anyway. We'll have to go ahead and grab some of these guys. They aren't good, but again, we need tackles badly. I cannot emphasize how badly. I know Zeke just went back to the Cowboys, but I like Zeke. Was a fan of his. Still am, of course. He's a running back. We know they don't play 15 years at the same level, of course. Their careers are much shorter, but we'll go ahead and bring him back just so that way the Cowboys can't bring him in. Checking our roster here. Yeah, our offensive line is garbage. That's going to be an area we have to focus on in the draft. Otherwise, we're fairly decent. I mean, we're pretty highly rated. Now, just so you know, this won't be a gameplay series. This is just going to be a rebuild. I'll let the sim handle most of these games, see what happens. For now, we're just going to sim to the midseason, see where we stand after that. And hopefully, we'll be in a position to at least look at a playoff run. So, a playoff run looks highly unlikely as we are 2-4, 2-5. Let's go ahead and load our draft class in, and we'll move forward from there. I'll probably just simulate the rest of this season. Doesn't seem as there will be a need to play it out. Highly doubt we'll make the playoffs. There's Sanders is in this next draft class moving forward, so if we don't win any games, hopefully we'll at least be a top three pick to be able to pick them up. Let's take a look at these free agents we have coming up. Talano Hufanga, we definitely want to bring back. We want to bring back Drake Greenlaw. Also, most likely want to bring back Brandon Ayuk if it doesn't charge us. If he doesn't charge us too much. But let's go ahead and simulate to the playoffs. And as expected, we do not make the playoffs. Ended up finishing 8-9, which isn't too bad. So we'll probably have a mid-round pick, not as high as we want. So let's go ahead and do all of these real quick. See if we can upgrade our talent trees and get some discounts and good things moving forward. So back into our free agents. This will be our last chance to re-sign some of these players. Again, Delano is someone we definitely want to bring back. Someone who is, I guess you can consider an anchor in the back end of our defense. We want to bring back Brandon Ayuk as well. We don't really have a receiver outside of Debo and Keon Coleman at the moment. Various Ward doesn't want to come back. We probably won't even look his way. It does not look like we're going to have the money to bring back Drake Greenlaw, so we may have to hold on that. If not, see if we can perhaps franchise tag him. I highly doubt he's going to accept this, and he does not. Domador Lenore, probably butchered his first name. I've never been quite sure how to say it, um, but he's going to free agency as well. Don't really think we need to bring anyone else back. We do have 20 million to play with. We'll go ahead and bring Aaron Banks back just because we're already weak in our interior line. But of course, he's going to free agency as well. So scratch that idea. We'll go ahead and see what the cap hit is. 17 mil to trade him away. And you know what? We might just do that. Let's partner him up with Greenlaw since we won't be able to sign him back either. His caps is not as bad. Some of these players is ridiculous. Why would they let some of these guys go? Of course, the trade logic is something that'll have to get worked on, but because we're having fun, we're going to take Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is someone who I know is at least on contract through this year. We'll probably have to re-sign him if I'm not mistaken, accept his option for next season, and we'll see where we go from there. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of Lenore as well. See if there's anyone we can add to this. We already had some offers for Elijah Mitchell, so we may as well put him in this package. Our receiver room looks amazing now. If I'm gonna be honest, Jamar Chase, Ayuk, and Debo Samuel, and Keon Coleman are big body guy, or bigger body guy, I should say. We'll go ahead and add Aaron Banks to this just for the simple fact that he also is not returning. Let's see if we can get a couple of picks out of it, and we do. So that's great. So they walk, but at least they don't walk for absolutely nothing. All right, so before we get into the draft, let's take a peek at what we need. We could use another running back. Our receiver room is about as good as it gets. We still have George Kittle at tight end. Again, we need tackles badly, very badly, badly. We don't even have a right tackle on the roster, so that will be an area we need to address. We also need a right outside linebacker because Drake Greenlaw left. We also need interior D line. It looks like Eric Armstead retired. So we have quite a bit of needs. Let's go ahead and get this draft underway. Pick 14 to start out. Let's just go ahead and simulate right to our pick and see what we can make shake out of what is on our board. Luther Burden, who's probably going to be a top receiver, but you know what? We need tackle so bad. Kelvin Banks Jr. is our pick. Not even thinking twice about it. I may even have to go second, another right tackle with our second pick, depending on who's on the board. The receivers are still here. I really want to get a receiver, but we don't need one at all. So yeah, like I said, Josh Simmons, another tackle. I feel like that's who we need to go with, just based on team need. We don't have any right tackle on our roster. So we'll plug him in, start him right away, and our first round pick will be starting on our left side right away. So we at least got our tackle problem solved. Now we'll need corners. We don't have anything on our roster worth mentioning at least. So Denzel Burke will be good for us right away. Hopefully, after the season, he'll be able to hold on to whatever his special development is. Because again, we need it moving forward badly. Sonny Styles is here, and I cannot pass on him. Just pop the tape, pop on some tape of Sonny Styles, safety out of Ohio State. There's no way that you could not like him as a player. He's great in coverage, comes up for the run. His highlight tape is amazing. You'll see him make big hit after big hit. Don't want to compare him to Sean Taylor, but the way he plays is what gives me that feel. Here we're going to take Princely, not even going to attempt his last name. Don't want to butcher it. Again, brothers, if any of you players are ever watching any of these and you hear me mess up your name or you hear me not attempt your name, it's simply out of respect. I do not like butchering people's names. My name is rather unique. It's been butchered by people, so I understand the feeling. Moving forward here, we're going to take Thor Griffith. Not an amazing pick, but we need a body on our interior D line. He's just someone who I think will be able to play in certain situations. If not in 4-6 and goal line, just as a big body to stuff the run. Damani Jackson is here. Also like him, may as well take him, as again, we need the corner help. Let's go ahead and move on to the next round. Now, not sure who we should take. I feel like we may just grab Ben Bywater. We need a linebacker. He's not the greatest, but someone who's a body, someone who I know can at least make tackles in the box. Let's go ahead and move forward to our next pick. Fifth round, later rounds, these guys you might not know as well. Us Muhammad. I always thought his name was rather intriguing. We need a tight end. May as well grab Brian Nesbitt, as we really only have George Kittle and one other person who I can't remember right now, but we need the depth, as that is something we lack drastically at that position. We're going to go ahead and simulate the rest of the draft, take a peek into our draft recap, see what these guys are rated. And okay, 76 73 for our tackles is not bad at all, especially for rookies. Um, we'll probably have one close to 80 and the other close to like 76, 77 by the time this next season ends. That's if our progression and development goes as planned. Easier said than done, of course. Don't really want to trade him. Probably won't get anything for him anyway. Let's take another peek at our roster. Post draft. And yeah, we're still going to need some linemen. Our interior D line situation isn't the greatest. We really only have Fred Warner at linebacker. Um, yeah, so we're going to need some more playmakers for sure on defense. Interior wise, outside of Fred Warner, our corner room, they're young though. That's the thing. And this is why I said hopefully those development traits carry on through the season, because we are definitely going to need that development. All right, guys. So before we start the next season, let's go ahead and take a look at our lineup. Our offensive lineup is where we'll shine. Of course, interior line sucks, but our wide receivers, the weapons that we have put around Brock Purdy are absolutely amazing. But as you can see, our defense is where we lack. Our corners are young. We'll go ahead and put those development guys in the front. We need outside linebackers. Javon Hargrave is old. He's going to drastically regress. It won't really look good for us on the interior D line. Princely is not a D tackle either. I don't want Damani Jackson starting at strong safety, so I'm going to put Funga back. Let Sonny Styles start at free safety. Not ideal, but we're going to make it work. Anyways, guys, that's going to be wrapping up this video. I want to thank all of you who clicked on this video. My inaugural episode. Welcome to Poppa Grizzly Gaming. I'm Poppa Grizzly. I love you all. Thank you for the support. Until next time, continue to be amazing. Peace.